let's talk about addictions. So the first thing we're going to do is define what really is an addiction. So an addiction is a habit that you form from doing the same thing over and over again, and now you can hardly not do the habit. Which means if you're addicted to tea, it means you drink tea every single day or a couple times a day. So while we know a lot about negative addictions, like smoking and procrastination and all that, we also have positive addictions, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So what are some of these positive addictions? You can do something that, instead of doing something that will take away from you, your life, your energy, or your aura, you can do something that will give back to you, your life, your energy, and your aura. So your positive addictions could look like going for a morning run. You could be so addicted to going for a morning run that you just cannot imagine your life without a morning run. Your addiction could be learning, and you could be so addicted to learning that you become 1% better every day. So what is my point here? My point is, while we also try to work on eliminating our negative addictions, we should also work on strengthening our positive addictions, because these are things that are going to change your life, and they're going to change your life for the better. And like I made an example, such an example of such addictions would be going for a morning run, or eating healthy, or minding your peace, protecting your space or your peace, and things like learning. I mentioned workout, like morning run, but in general I mean exercise. I am just from the market. I wanted to buy some beans to make a breakfast meal. I wanted to make beans with sweet potatoes, but apparently they still haven't boiled beans, so I'm gonna have to think about something else that I will eat for today. Yeah, so I just came from the market and I bought some tomatoes and some carrots, just in case I get beans somewhere else. So like I was saying, we should work really on strengthening our positive addictions, because positive addictions, if you do the positive things every single day, then your life is going to change, and for the better. If you haven't yet read Atomic Habits, then I'm recommending that you should, because this book, it talks about how the little things that you do every day, they compound. It talks about, basically it's just the compound interest theory, that if you save one day today and it compounds at 1% every day, then if you're saving it, okay, I'm not good at math, but you get what I'm saying. If you're saving somewhere and you have compound interest, you know that your money will continue growing. So the same thing with habits and addictions, or positive addictions, like we'd want to call them. The more you do these positive things, the more you go for. You could start with like a 1 minute run. Tomorrow you do a 2 minute run. By the time you're addicted, you'll be doing 1 kilometer runs. So the more you do these positive addictions, the more your life improves, the more your health will improve, the more your peace will improve, the more your finance will improve. Remember, every day when we wake up, we should be working on four sets of our human life experience. That is the mindset, the Heartset, the Soulset, and the Healthset. When it comes to the mindset, you should really be learning about perspective and psychology and philosophy and all that. But also you should be learning about how you perceive things, and whether or not you should work on how you perceive things, or whether you perceive things clearly, right? When it comes to your soul set, you should really work on your spiritualism. And I'm not talking about your religion here, I'm talking about your spiritualism. We all know that we are human beings. No, sorry, we are spiritual beings just having a human experience, right? So you should really work on getting back to your spiritual self. When it comes to health set, of course, it means that we should be working on our health. So which means, going for runs, watching what you eat, what you consume, literally, because it doesn't your health set could also be affected by what you consume when it comes to media. So you should also be really careful on what you consume when it comes to the media. Another thing that you should work on, and we've talked about the soul set, the health set, and the mindset. Another thing that you should work on is your heart set. Now your heart set deals with emotions, right? So you should work on how on your emotions. You should work, or first of all you should work on regulating your emotions, because while we do have feelings and we do experience emotions, we should not let our emotions control the outcome of whatever is going to happen, right? Like, you shouldn't let your emotions be what is going to dictate the day. If someone pisses you off or makes you angry, are you going to stay angry the whole day just because, oh, they pissed me off, I'm so angry? No, that's giving them power. You should be like, okay, fine, I'm angry, I'm mad at them, I am livid right now, so I'm not going to talk to them, and I think I'm going to just take some distance, keep some distance between me and them. And then but just walk through it, like, why did this piss me off? That's also something that you should really work on. When you feel an emotion, or when you experience an emotion, you should really ask yourself what triggered the emotion, because your emotions are really responses to a subconscious self. So once you realize, I was angry because they said this and this and I didn't like the tone. Why didn't that tone? Why didn't you like that tone? And stuff like that. So yeah, you should work on your headset. I fear that most of the people who are alive right now are emotionally dysregulated. They just don't want to feel anything. They have been so broken that they would rather not feel love, they'd rather not feel happy, they'd rather not feel sad. They're just numb. And my lord, if that's you out there, I really hope that you find the light. I hope that you come back to yourself. I hope that you realize that it takes you. That's all it takes. It takes you. Have a good Sunday. Bye bye.